What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your boy Carcino, man, and let's get into it. Um, there are plenty of people that believe that Eminem, Friends, and Fifth ain't really cool with Royce. Fifth, Fifth and Royce is not like what you would think. You know, you'd be like, oh man, Fifth and M are friends and they are tighter than they are. They actually communicate more than Dr. Dre and Eminem have communicated, to be honest. Because M understood what 50 was going through. They both were in the same predicament. And the reason why a lot of people see 50 Cent and how he's like, oh man, he just really anything that happens with him, he's with it. Like anything that happens with Eminem, he just down. But that's not really the truth. The truth of the matter is the reason why he's so loyal or just so down with everything that's gonna be Eminem or whatever. The reason why 50 is so loyal is because when he signed his deal, Eminem could have really raked him over the coals and took everything from him. He was basically gonna be like, man, just for giving me this opportunity, you know, here you go. I'm gonna give you a piece of G Unit. Like I told people before, G Unit 50 was gonna make more per album off G Unit albums than he was his own albums. How his deal was structured. Because it lessened the amount of people and the amount of eyes on his he had a lot of hands, not eyes, a lot of hands in his pocket at the time. So when you're looking at the situation from the outside looking in, it's a whole different story. And when you ain't from where he's from, it's a whole different outlook. Now I agree with what Royce said, but Royce has always walked a fine line when it comes to 50 Cent because now, as 50 Cent's, best BFF again, he don't want to mess that position up. And to go at 50 or to say something real crazy to 50, that would put him in a place where M gotta come in and say something. I don't think he really wants that. He don't want to mess up, the generous hand he's been given.
Now that time I was asleep.
Kwame, you just got up. Ah, that's funny. Now that is funny. Kwame just popped up unannounced on this live video and just popped up and said, "Now that time I was asleep." Because I forgot this whole time Kwame has been asleep. I tried to call and let him know that we were done with the live to go ahead and end it. That's what I was trying to get him to do hours ago. And I was just like, man, he's asleep. I forgot that was even up still. So it sounded like he was here in the crib when it just came through. That's crazy. And that comes in right in the middle of me making this video too. So that's live, y'all. Oh my goodness. That thing just threw me off of what we was just doing in this video. Well, anyhow, let's get to it. Because we're going to keep this thing current. Now that we keeping things current, and moving the way we moving, let's keep it on that basis. You got Royce, who basically, like I said, is his new BFF again, and that he's back in position. He's don't want to blow that spot. So, but I did agree with what he said about 50 Cent. If you gonna have that energy for Little Kim, don't go backing off when it's Madonna. You gonna back off of Madonna, but you got all this energy, you got all this testosterone and all this buildup to go at Little Kim. And Little Kim, you didn't apologize to her, but you came out and apologized to Madonna. I mean, I know why he did it, but that's still a bad look. You know, you feel like, oh, I ain't got to apologize to Lil Kim. She ain't got no power. And it just echoes a lot of the sentiments of what people just say. It's just open season on black women out here. And to me, that's disgusting. Disgusting. No, I think that I think the Little Kim jokes was a little too far, but it is what it is. You know, they got a sense of humor about it. But if you're not gonna apologize to Lil Kim, why you apologize to Madonna? Now the reason why he did it is because Madonna still has some power in the game, a lot of power, and Fifth knows that. So when somebody you know got power in the game like that, you know it's only so much you can do. But it made everybody look weak. In other words, you know, it made him look real like, oh, okay, you did it because you know when the white woman say something, you know, got to shut it down. Now, Fifth is known to say crazy stuff on his IG and some wild stuff, but yeah, that made it look, you know, weird. But for Royce to bring it up, hmm, I know 50 is itching to lay into Royce because he get it. Royce is jealous of 50 Cent. Yeah, he's jealous. He was jealous of D12. He's jealous of 50 Cent. He's of somebody who wants Eminem for himself. He's always had that. Why you working with them and not your boy? But when he was the man that had the spotlight, it was different for him. So we get it now, though. We know what the whole situation is right now. The situation is this is all what Royce has left. Like he did a tremendous job on the Book of Ryan because he was finally going through his life, you know, and explaining his stories, and it actually had, for the first time, content, you know. So I enjoyed it more than anything. Um, I thought it was unique. Thought it was very interesting and insightful. But 50 Cent is a whole different animal. He's not like Royce. 50 Cent blew himself up. but he feels indebted to Eminem because Eminem was another artist that he signed to who got it. See, that's the difference between him. He saw the potential in 50 and how he grind to get in the position and build G Unit up. So that when they did get the big money and the big distribution and everything else, he didn't want to rob 50. He was like, you know what, you worked hard for it. Like I worked hard, getting D12 together and doing all that. You deserve this. This is yours. I don't want to take that from you. So by just saying those things and actually meaning it, that spoke volumes. You know, it spoke volumes. Now, Royce don't like anybody coming to get attention away from, who he loves to say Marshall. Me and Marshall, we come through here because M allows the people that's closest to him to call him Marshall. So he feels like, yeah, I'm the closest to him, so I get to call him Marshall. But every time Eminem did something and Royce would go on IG and respond, it was like, look, they was talking to M. They wasn't talking to you. Why you keep opening your mouth? Eminem can't speak for himself. So it goes both ways, Royce. Now, Royce, since he's been out of jail, has been a different human being. I used to didn't like Royce. He was very arrogant and cocky for no reason. It was he was really messed up. But he gave up drinking, he gave up a lot of stuff after he got out of jail. So he changed his life around. And you can't do nothing but commend a person like that. And he started making better material. So like I said again, you can't do nothing but commend someone that does something right. Now, as for me, when I look at the situation, I always say Royce is the guy who thought he was always better than what he really was. And making an album, he would have loved to been 50, but he's not good enough. Unfortunately, you're not. You could never be 50. You can't do that. Can't be 50 Cent. It's not gonna work for you. It's not in you. You're just Ryan Montgomery, and that's basically all you're gonna be. So hold on to Eminem's coattail. Hopefully he keeps taking care of you, and hopefully you're in his will one day. Or you're getting something for yourself out of this. Because one day Slim Shady won't be here to bail you out. 50 can exist without Eminem. No one needed Eminem on a song with 50 Cent. Eminem needed 50 more than 50 needed Eminem. Now, a lot of people might say that's over the line. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. 50 was going to be 50. He probably wouldn't have been as huge as he was, but he was going to sell some records. Now, the situation that I'm speaking on is the one that, in actuality, makes more sense. See, Dr. Dre looked at 50 as basically its business. It's a commodity. not a brotherhood. It's more of a business. I see that there's some money we can make here, and M needs a street image, and D12, they don't quite resemble that streetness. Even though they from the streets, D12 was looked at as more cartoonish. We need real street guys around Eminem to let him know the streets are with him. And 50 Cent is the streets. It was so to the point where D12 was almost being shadowed, and kind of backlisted and moved out of the way for G Unit. I didn't like them trying to involve Eminem into a lot of G Unit situations. Like, Eminem was not needed to get into the Ja Rule situation. Once they heard Dre and Eminem in it and they mentioned stuff about Haley, that's when M jumped in and got in with Ja Rule. And then 50 Cent went at Benzino. But he never really needed to do that. Now Benzino is looking really bad out here now. That arrest video was crazy. You know, he really looked bad. Now the situations are turning around for the worse. I'm thinking of ooh yeah, man, that's my thumb. Jam my thumb playing basketball. That's one part of basketball I do not miss. Jamming my damn thumb. First, you pissed off because you got to go to icing it and hate ice packs and all that goofiness. Well, anyway, I was watching the Brass Teapot, and with the Brass Teapot, that's a film where you they get this brass teapot, and whenever you hit somebody, it would money would appear every time they hit somebody, or something. It's just money would just pop into the teapot. So anytime you hurt yourself, bang your knee, anything, money would just pop up in this teapot. So they would just start hurting each other more and more. Then all of a sudden, he was like, "Oh, it's too easy." Then the pot stopped giving. You know, the pot stopped giving out money. It was like, wait a minute, we not getting any money out of this. So they would come along and they start seeing it was demanding more pain for the money. More pain, more. Pretty soon they start going out hurting other people. And they was like, oh, we hurt other people around it, money come in the pot. So the pot was convincing and changing them and giving them money for everything they was doing, but it started to get less and less. And they was like, "Oh, what am I doing wrong? What's happening? What's happening? Oh, okay, I gotta do this now. I gotta step it up." And that's how the people control you without even saying anything. You see, Royce, I knew back in the day was a problem. Whenever you make a diss record for people you chilling with, and you hanging out with these people every day, or you in the studio with them and you chilling like y'all boys, and you already got a diss record made for them. Like I already made this song just in case they dissed me. I already got the song already made for them. It's like retarded. You done made a diss record for somebody that you don't even know. And for what? I mean, you hung out with these people. You done made this diss record for no reason. But he know I can't cross 50. And 50 basically gonna probably just call him and be like, man, you better tell Royce to stop mentioning my name, man. Just tell him to stop mentioning my name. And they probably gonna go from there because, in other words, why would they even try to do anything else, right? The world is a crazy place at times, but you can navigate it if you move in the right way. Me, I'm a little different. I I see the world as a major universe is large, but you can still coexist. You can still do things that are important. So you might want to think about that. Me, I've always been one to say we need more people to be more proactive into situations. I would like to see Royce actually do more, for the people in the communities and do things for the city of Detroit. I mean, he tried to promote some of the rappers. That's cool. I would love to see a lot of people try to go out and just be more of who they supposed to be in life. And that's about it, man. Be productive out there. Everybody get proactive. Shouts out to the Saginaw STEM. So our family, we've always been knocking things down as far as being charitable and philanthropy. It's always going to be in our family blood to give back, even when we don't have anything. So yeah, I mean, we should be in a position right now. There's no reason why in hip hop we should be in a position right now where we're still subservient to other people. The internet is a streaming service that is direct to consumer. You should be able to go right from your internet to all these thousand homes, just like we're doing right now on YouTube. How come music has to be policed and controlled in this environment to where, oh, that can't happen here in music? Like, why not? Why we can't do it that way? Who says that? It don't make sense. Who's making these rules? Because the way I look at it, it shouldn't even be that way. We have 17 different people trying to make changes and rules and regulations, and it's like, what? Like, are you even serious right now? The hip hop game is so messed up with the music side of it, is that people can create their own music now without even leaving their own house. You can produce your entire album without having to go to a studio. You know how much that hurts the record business? Going to the studio is where they make their money. Some of their biggest corruptions of ripoffs come from the doggone studio. Studio time and charging people for studio this and studio that. They're ripping people off. 24/7, they're ripping you off. To me, it just makes no sense how none of these things get done or get accomplished the way they're supposed to. Now, I'm sitting there watching stuff and I'm just baffled. 90% of the time, I just don't understand how people keep messing things up. The game should be a lot easier than what it is. And sometimes we get out of control of watching it get to this level. So people like Royce and 50 Cent, I would rather them put the energy into trying to. Well, 50 is basically into entertainment with television with these shows, but I would like to see more programs like, for children and things like that to teach them how to write or, want to become writers or producers. We need some type of programs in place for that. I would like to see that done from these artists. Royce, I don't know what it is that he even do anymore. Is he still rapping or what? I don't know. So right now he's just paid to be Eminem's friend. But even with so, he could do something, for the city of Detroit. Besides keeping the studio open or running the studio that they got. So a lot of people that want to invest in a lot of projects and stuff like that, but other than that, I don't really know what other people have in store as far as other direction. We just did the Kanye West Genius review and my thoughts on it, looking back at the whole, all three parts. I put that on the Patreon. I'm gonna leave it over there. I didn't want to promote that over here. You know what I mean? But other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. I didn't want to make the video that long. It's your boy Carcino. Thank you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page. My Cash App is, well, you see the banner. Thanks for the super chats. God bless you.